Whenever I talk about this story, I always crack myself just a little. I moved into a new house with my wife. There was a huge abandoned field behind our house. The previous owner sold me this house at a very low price, but I wasn't aware of the reason behind it. My wife and I both worked different places. We had been living in this house for a month when we started feeling something odd. Every night at 3 a.m., there was a knock on the door, but when we opened the door, no one was there. We ignored it by assuming that maybe it was just some homeless people, or maybe there were some naughty neighborhood kids. On Friday night, we were enjoying the weekend while drinking wine. My wife heard something. She told me about it, but I ignored it. After some time, I also heard the voice of a young girl whispering for help. Welcome to Foggy Nights. I looked out my window, but no one was there. A few minutes passed and I heard the same voice again. I went to my balcony and was surprised to see that a young girl, dressed in pure white clothes, was sitting in the middle of the abandoned field with her head down. I immediately called the police and told them everything, but when they arrived, they found no one. At this point, I began to get scared because when the police left, we started hearing those same whispers again. Help me! Help me! Help me! Help me! Help me! Help me! When I looked at the field, I noticed that the girl was getting closer and closer to our house. Whenever I looked out the window and saw her, the whispers got louder. She was in the field, but it always felt like and sounded as though she was right up on my ear, and I always felt some cold breath whenever I looked out the window and saw her. All night, we continued to hear the voice of that girl whispering for help as we tried to sleep. We got up to look out the window. We saw her getting closer and closer still, and it felt like she was right in the room with us from the corner whispering. After that incident, we moved out of the house and rented a new apartment. It still gives us chills whenever we try to forget it and it comes up in conversation. That little girl's eerie voice still scares the crap out of me, and I still crack myself just a little. Help me! It was a cold December night. I and one of my friends were staying at one of our mutual friends' houses. We were alone in the house. After watching some horror movies, my friend went to his garage. He was gone for a little while. When he came back, he brought a board covered in dust with him. At first, we didn't recognize what it was, but I curiously asked him about the board. Hey bro, what you got there, buddy? He told me that it was a Ouija board. The previous owner of the house left it in the garage while moving into her new house and left it behind. My friend placed the board on the table and lit some candles. He turned off all the lights, pointed his finger at the board. He asked some questions like, "What are you? Who are you? Are you there? Are you listening? Okay, you guys ask a question. Give us some signs. Let us know you're there and listening. Let us know You really have some powers. Come on, man, let's have some fun. But nothing happened. We laughed at him and he threw the box outside of his window with little disappointment on his face. We forgot about it and went to sleep because nothing happened. After some time, I woke up to this sound coming from downstairs. We went downstairs and I will never forget what I saw. The TV turned itself on and it was showing mutilated figures of my friend, like someone was cutting him into tiny little pieces and throwing them all over. We stood there, completely terrified. My friend stepped forward and turned off the TV, but after a few steps away from it, it turned itself back on, and now, oh, it was me on the TV, and some old woman cutting my body into pieces. We ran outside and buried the Ouija board in the backyard. We were so terrified that we didn't sleep that night and went to our own houses at the first crack of sunlight. I don't want to go to anyone's house anymore. I'll just stay at my own. Dear Diary, I wasn't blind since birth, but gradually after my 5th grade, I started to lose my sight. No treatment helped me recover. All I could see were light flares and blurry movements. One night, I was laying on my bed. I heard dogs barking loudly, so I got out of my bed. For the first time in a while, my vision wasn't blurry. I saw something in my room. Its body was crouched up on the floor with hands and legs turned in opposite directions, eyes pushed deep into the sockets. Blood was drooling down from its pale blue lips, and there were 2 holes in place of its nose. I was petrified and screamed to the top of my lungs. My family rushed into my room, but as soon as my dad turned on the light, it was gone, and no one believed me. However, today I was trying to fall asleep, and I saw it again. This time, it whispered, I want to take you with me. I pulled the blanket up to my face and covered my head and laid there, shaking, saying,
It's not real. 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 It's not real.
After finishing college, I moved to Santa Monica for job purposes. Considering the high rent, I had to share my apartment with a mutual friend, Beck. She was a sweet girl, but due to our adverse working hours, we barely got to ever meet each other. However, weeks after staying in that apartment, weird instances started to occur. Every night, precisely after 12 a.m., I would hear the main door open and shut on its own, followed by sounds of someone running up the stairs. I thought it was Beck, but as our working hours were so very different, I didn't get a chance to confront her in person. Yet one night, after midnight, it happened again, and it was unbearable. The sounds of the thudding up the stairs, with loud footsteps and that jumping, thudding sound. I couldn't take it anymore, so I called her up and asked her if she could walk calmly up the stairs, please. Well, well. Shivers ran cold down my spine when she told me that she had been staying at her mom's house for the past week. Vanessa. I used to work in an old doll factory that restored old dolls. One night, as I was working late, I came across a strange doll. Stupid dolls. Vanessa. It had shiny golden locks and big glowing eyes that seemed to be following me as I moved around. Vanessa. And its red lips appeared to be hiding a smile. I told myself, relax, it's all in your head. And its red lips appeared to be hiding a smile that continuously kept getting bigger and wider. Bigger and wider. I told myself,
It's all in your head. Relax.
Vanessa. I carefully inspected the doll for defects, but I couldn't find any. To me, the doll looked as good as new. So, I put it inside a glass box. Vanessa. Then began working on another doll. But all of a sudden, I noticed the glass fogging up, almost as though someone was inside breathing. I told myself again,
It's all in your head. You're fine. You're fine. It's all in your head.
Vanessa. My heart skipped a beat, and my body became as hot as lava. Before I could do anything, the light went out. Vanessa! It whispered my name, and this time I knew it wasn't in my head. Vanessa! That is when I lost it and began sprinting towards the main door. I said to myself,
Screw this. I'm out of here.
As I tried to open the door, I realized it was locked. Vanessa! There was no way out. There was no way out in front of me.
There was no way out. No way out. Just that one door.
When the lights came back on, they came on with a flash. And in that few couple of seconds, I saw the doll standing there in front of the door, blocking it. The lights went out again, and I heard it whisper my name again. Vanessa! The lights came back on again, and it was just a few feet in front of me. That's when I fell back. The lights went out, they came back on. I fell back. I was scooting back on the floor, and this time I saw it walking towards me in that few second flash of a light with a huge smile on its face, whispering my name. Vanessa! 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 Vanessa!
Ashes.